And now, introducing your host of Famous Inventors, Drake Bird. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today on the show, we're interviewing Nikola Tesla. We have a few questions lined up for him, so stay tuned. Thank you for being here, Tesla. We really appreciate the opportunity. Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very pleased to have this opportunity. Well, let's get right into it. My first question for you is, what path did you have to take to regain your status as an inventor after losing your job in Edison's company? Well, Drake, you see, after losing my job in Edison's company, I tried to create my own company. However, my lack of business skills left my business partners rich and me penniless. They stole all of my patents and left me with nothing, leaving me to dig ditches for Edison's company just to have enough money to eat. Eventually, I met Westinghouse, where we pioneered AC electrical systems, and I finally had made my break. Very good for you. I'm glad you made it out of there. My next question for you is, how did you come up with your inventions, and how many times did you test them? Well, I never really built prototypes, but I came up with my designs in my head by picturing them and also working them over, seeing all of its flaws, which allowed me to then fix it in my head as well. This allowed me to prototype inventions only once, maybe even twice, unlike Edison, who really loved to learn about his inventions through trial and error, which really didn't work often because he was putting others in harm's way. I would use my head to envision my inventions and make any necessary changes before I began building. That's very impressive. Not many people in the world can do that, let alone any. My third question for you is, what are your opinions on X-rays? Well, I was one of the first people to come out and say that X-rays were dangerous. And when I said this, nobody believed me. Right after I had said this, Edison exposed his lab partner to X-rays, which led to cancer and eventual amputation of both of his arms, as well as his death. So Edison could have gotten into big trouble. But at the time, nobody believed that X-rays were dangerous. That's too bad, because we all know X-rays are dangerous, so thank you for coming out and saying that. We probably never would have been on that track without you. My fourth question is, why do you think you're not well known in history? I wasn't well known in history because I wasn't about the theme, we're getting money. I wasn't about the money. It was more about bettering humanity and making life easier for everyone else. In fact, I even gave up millions and millions of my money, millions and millions of dollars, when Westinghouse's company almost went under. And when he and his company couldn't pay me back, I just ripped up the contract, and even though he couldn't pay me any royalties, I didn't get paid any royalties. I wasn't upset because his company was saved and AC Power lived on, which was my goal from the beginning. So I was very pleased that AC Power kept on living. Well, good for you. We need more people who care about the world and care about bettering humanity rather than just money. My fifth and final question for you, Tesla, is, what are your opinions on Edison using your AC Power for his scare campaign against you? I didn't really think much of it just because I was able to overcome it, but Edison was so attached to his DC power because he had spent so much time and energy on it, just like he did on his scare campaign, even though he knew my AC power was better. And through all this, like I said, he delivered some major blows to me and my company, but I was able to overcome these attacks when I sent electricity through the Tesla coil to light a light bulb that I had in my hand, demonstrating that AC power was not dangerous to any organic organisms, let alone humans. After my findings had come out, the public had finally been persuaded that AC power was better than DC power, and they finally switched over from DC power to the ultimately better AC power. Well, that's very good, because AC power is very big now, and we use it in a lot of things such as batteries or just everyday home life. So thank you for coming, Tesla. And that's all we have today, folks, for Famous Inventors. Next week, we will be interviewing Edison. And then we might even bring Tesla back on to have the final showdown between the two powers. Thank you. Have a great night.